Sometimes we fun.
I don't think the video is working, but the audio is.
So you've been in this one, right? I've been in this one. Yeah. Yes, so we approved all the game machines to the other side. We get the ticket. Okay. Get rid of that. We got 2 brand new dartboards. We're gonna get the golden tee. We're gonna add 3 more tables up with dealing with. Low tables. New TV. Jukebox is going today. With the compass. New paint. Putting tiles up. Yeah. They got my special drinks now. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because
I don't think the video
brown
is
sugar,
working, but the audio
bacon,
is.
baked
Yeah.
bacon, whiskey or something like that.
You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Call the regular village board meeting for November 18th to order at 6 p.m. Please rise and join me in the pledge.
Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all. And a quick roll call, please.
Sure. Trustee Howell.
Here.
Trustee Shaw.
Here.
Trustee Strauss.
Here.
Trustee Stein.
Here.
Trustee Gary.
Here.
And Trustee Brown.
Here, thank you. We have a quorum. Item 4, public comment. Mr. Maley.
Hi.
How you doing? You can come up and speak.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
3 minutes and no action will be taken.
I was going to address a zoning problem, a zoning issue here just up on Main Street. Jay Bomberg went in for rezoning. And I don't know where that petition stands. Does anyone?
Tom, it stands tomorrow night in front of the Planning Commission Zoning Board of Appeals at 7
Okay.
o'clock back here.
Well, maybe I should raise my issues at that meeting.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Great. Thank you, Tom.
Thanks, Tom.
Thanks, Tom.
And item 5, presentation for years of service of Patrick Abney and Thomas Cravia, or as I like to say, Carvia.
He mangles everybody's name.
Come on up, guys. I want to thank you both for your 5 years of service. Normally, people don't stay more than 3 to 6 years in a normal business, but 5 years is a big deal. It may not seem like a big deal to you, but it's a big deal. And the fact that you've continued to give us great service for 5 years, I'd like to present you with a 5-year challenge plan. Thomas Cravia.
Thank you.
Patrick Abney. There you go. Again, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you again, guys.
Thank you very much, guys.
And to consent agenda. Madam Clerk, please read consent agenda.
Sit back, relax. Item A, approval of the minutes of November 4th, 2025, regular village board meeting. Item B, approval of the bills for payment from October 25th, 2025 to November 7th, 2025 in the amount of $1,770,738.38. Item C, approval of a resolution declaring certain village-owned equipment surplus personal property and authorizing the sale or disposal of village-owned surplus. Item D, approval of a resolution approving closed session minutes of the of the village board and finding there is a need for closed session minutes to remain confidential. Item E, consideration and approval of an ordinance abating the $38,800 tax heretofore levied for tax year 2025 to pay debt service on $1,940,000 general obligation bonds, alternate revenue source, Series 2021A of the Village of Wauconda, Lake County. Item F, consideration and approval of an ordinance abating the $177,625 tax heretofore levied for tax year 2025 to pay debt service on $1,745,000 general obligation bonds, refunding bonds, alternate revenue source, Series 2014A of the Village of Wauconda, Lake County, Illinois. Item G, consideration and approval of an ordinance abating the $355,250 tax heretofore levied for the tax year 2025 paid debt service on $3,465,000 general obligation bonds, refunding bonds, alternate revenue source, Series 2014B of the Village of Wauconda, Lake County, Illinois. Item H, consideration and approval of an ordinance abating $83,341.22, being a portion of the tax heretofore levied for tax year 2025 to pay the principal of and the interest on the village's general obligation bonds, Series 2016-17 IEPA projects of the Village of Wauconda, Lake County, Illinois. Item I, consideration and approval of an ordinance partially abating $329,701.60 of special taxes for Wauconda Special Service Area Number 1 for tax levy year 2025 and approving an amended special tax roll.
Thank you, nice job. Any items to be removed or moved from consent agenda? Hearing none, any questions on any of the items on the consent agenda? Hearing none, may I have a motion and a second to approve consolidation of the consent agenda and approve items A through I on consent agenda by omnibus vote?
So moved. Second.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Howe?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Strauss?
Yes.
Trustee Stein?
Yes.
Trustee Garrett?
Yes.
And Trustee Brown?
Yes.
Thank you. On to new business. Item A, presentation of the annual comprehensive financial report and audit results for the year ending April 30th, 2025. I'm going to introduce Sheridan with Assezion Auditors.
All right, good evening. I'll just spend a few minutes of your time and go over the results of the audit and answer any questions if you have any. I just want to start off by saying thank you to everyone that's involved in getting the audit done. There's a lot of work, and we just really appreciate everything that goes in to getting that done, getting us all the information, all the many questions that we ask throughout the process, and then getting the audit report done and out to you. So just really appreciate the staff and everything that they do in that process. The financials were in great shape again this year when we came out for the audit. Overall, the audit went very well. The first thing in the audit report when you look at it is the opinion, which is really the most important part of the audit report, and it's an unmodified opinion, which is the best opinion you can have. And really what it's stating is that we did a lot of testing, looked at a lot of things, and as a result, we were able to determine that the financial statements are free from material misstatements. It does talk in there also about internal controls, and we spend quite a bit of time looking at those. We're looking at receipts coming in, accounts payable, payroll, grants, as well as month-end, year-end reporting, just making sure that everything is being done according to policies and procedures, but also making sure that one person doesn't have too much control, so that there's proper approval and authorization for all the transactions that are coming in and out of the village. And so there was no issues at all with the internal controls, no deficiencies or concerns that we need to report to you. So that was good. In the audit report, I just wanted to point out a few areas. The first section, which starts on page 4 of the audit report, is the management discussion and analysis. And I always recommend that if you don't read anything else in the audit report, that you at least review that. It's just a nice summary. It's about 5 or 6 pages of what happened during the year, some explanations of changes from the prior year, etc. And so it just gives kind of a more easy to read narrative of what happened versus going through all the many pages of the audit report. So that is in there. And then there's two sets of financial statements in the audit report. The first one is the government-wide financials, and that's more a long-term outlook statement. So it includes your fixed assets, long-term debt, your pension liabilities, your post-retirement benefit liabilities, and that's all in there. And then the second set of financials is more consistent what you're used to seeing. It's just the summary of the assets, liabilities, and then revenues and expenses for each fund. And so for the year, overall, there was an increase of about $1 million across the funds. The general fund increased about $1.5 million, and then the capital projects had a decrease of about $1.5 million. Then it also then goes into the proprietary funds, which is your water sewer fund. For this year, that had a decrease of about $300,000 for the year. And then we also then show your fiduciary funds, which is the pension, the police pension fund, and that as well had an increase of about $2 million. A lot of that was due to the increase in the investments last year. The rest of the audit report is the footnotes that just give a lot more information on the numbers that you see in the financial statements, a lot of details on the past 10 years financials. The one change that you will see, there was a new standard related to compensated absences. So in the past, we would record vacation that had been earned and that would be paid on termination. The standard now is changing it to we had to include sick leave, really any leave that an employee can earn. And we're not looking at just what is paid upon termination, but also what is expected to be used. And so there was quite a bit of work that had to go in for that to determine that liability. And so that's something that you'll see in the audit report. I'm not sure that I have the page, but the last footnote gives more details on that and kind of the adjustment that we made on the footnotes and the financials for them. Overall, again, the audit went really well. And so good news, nothing really to report other than what we just went over. So, but I can answer any questions that you have.
Any questions?
Yeah.
Great job, Julie.
It's my final year exam, that's what I call it.
You
passed with flying colors.
Great work for you and your staff, Julie. We don't have any action on this presentation only. Thank you, Sheridan, for coming out.
Thank you so much.
Always nice to hear a clean bill of health, so thank you.
Absolutely. Have a good evening.
Thank you. And to item B, consideration and approval of a resolution establishing the estimation of $4,766,146 to be levied for the 2025 tax year for real estate taxes for the village of Wauconda. Director McManus.
Thank you, Mayor. Every year, about 20 days before we approve the final levy, we have to put an estimate together of what we're going to put forth as our total levy that is subject to the PTEL limits that they have. This is so that we can determine whether or not we're going to exceed the threshold for a public meeting, which we did not. So that piece will not be part of it. But we're putting forth the estimate at $4,766,146. is $146,000 higher than the prior year, or 3.2% higher than the prior year. Basically, the breakdown of that percentage is the PTEL limit was set at the CPI, which was 2.9, and then we added another 0.3%, which is about $13,000 worth, to try to capture any new development that came in the latter part of the year. It may be a little higher than we normally go, but I know that Greg has lots of new houses coming on, and we don't know what timing those come on, but they could have a significant effect. So we're trying not to leave anything on the table, which is why we'll put it in at 3.2 instead of the normal 2.9. Another note this year is that the TIF 2 will be starting this year. I did not factor that out of this number, but we are expecting a shift of about $4,000 to $6,000 to come from this area, this tax levy, which is general, to the TIF. which is our portion of that increment for this first year, because they stuck the values as of the 2024 EAV. The effect on our residents, basically they'll be looking at $1,040 as our piece of their property taxes, and it went up for about $26 for the year. Ultimately, again, we do not need a public hearing. We will do a final levy approval on the 16th, and then we will send it to Lake County on the 30th. And I'll take any questions.
Any further questions?
Great job.
Thank you, Julie. If there are no further questions, may I have a motion and a second to approve item B under new business?
I'll make the motion. Second.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Howe?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Strauss?
Yes.
Trustee Stein?
Yes.
Trustee Garrett?
Yes.
And Trustee Bonner?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion does carry. Consideration and approval of an ordinance amending section 36.13 of the Village Code of Ordinances regarding ordinance enforcement through administrative adjudication. Sorry about that. Kelly.
Hi, so there was a new bill signed by Governor Pritzker. It's House Bill 1842, now Public Act 104-200. It goes into effect January 1. What it does is it allows municipalities, hearing officers to garner more authority than they've had. So typically through the administrative hearings process, the administrative hearing officer only has power to fine violation. Now the hearing officers are going to have what I refer to as injunctive relief, meaning the ability to order a code violator or a defendant to do something. So for instance, if there's a property code violation, you have a repeat offender, or someone who's failing to fix or abate a code violation, not only can they get a fine, but the hearing officer can then now order that homeowner or property owner to fix the code violation by a date certain. Otherwise, the municipality will be able to come in and remedy it themselves. So what I did, given that the new code is going into effect January 1, I updated your code section to mirror what the state law now says.
Excellent. Thank you. Any questions?
No, it's a good move.
Yeah, it is. Very good move. If there's no further questions, may I have a motion and a second to approve item C under new business?
So moved.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Trustee Howe?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Strauss?
Yes.
Trustee Stein?
Yes.
Trustee Garrett?
Yes.
And Trustee Brown?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries. On to item D, consideration and approval of an ordinance amending Chapter 155 of the Wauconda Code of Ordinances, zoning code, for principal permitted, conditional, and temporary use pertaining to entertainment, and adding or amending definitions for entertainment, restaurant, tavern, nightclub, and sports bar. Director Anderson.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, Mayor and Village Board. This item's been around for a while. Over the past several months, we've been discussing it in front of the Planning and Zoning Commission. And the ordinance, the attached ordinance is a result of the Planning Commission review and discussion and recommendation. Village zoning code requires a conditional use permit for restaurants with entertainment. Entertainment such as live music has become commonplace and welcome in restaurants and other establishments within Wauconda. Staff proposed removing the conditional use requirement going forward for restaurants that provide entertainment while also improving or adding definitions in the zoning code for uses such as taverns, nightclubs, and sports bars, which are currently and will continue to be categorized separately from restaurants. Removing the conditional use permit for restaurants that provide entertainment does not remove any other regulations applying to restaurants and liquor establishments, such as noise capacity, operating hours, liquor license requirements, or the prohibition on adult uses. The Combined Zoning Board of Appeals Planning Commission with the administrative staff held the required public hearings and has forwarded a recommendation as reflected in the proposed ordinance. The ZBA and Planning Commission and the village staff recommend approval of the text amendments to the zoning code for definitions, permitted, conditional, and temporary uses. And take any questions you might have.
This essentially just conforms the code to what's been going on.
Modernizes the code, yes.
Yeah, that's great.
Bring it up to date.
Yeah.
Any further questions? Hearing none, may I get a motion and a second to approve item D under new business?
So moved.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Trustee Hart?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Strauss?
Yes.
Trustee Stein?
Yes.
Trustee Garrett?
Yes.
And Trustee Brown?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion is approved. There's no old business tonight, so on to the mayor's report. First, I would like to wish all a happy and a safe Thanksgiving holiday. And congratulations to Wauconda Township Supervisor Lincoln Knight on receiving the Elected Township Official of the Year Award, which was presented by the Illinois Township Association, a well-deserved honor. I'd also like to thank our Public Works Department, HMG Engineers, V3, and all who are involved with the Bangs Lake Outfall and Bank Stabilization Projects. The project's been going on for a bit and is going quite well. Completion is scheduled for next spring. Nobody noticed, the Daily Herald did a nice piece about the project in last week's paper. So thank you guys. Julie, again, thanks for all your hard work for the Clean Bill of Health. And doesn't go unnoticed. It's a lot of work and a lot of number crunching, but thank you for that. Police Commission update. Police Commission advertised for lateral and entry-level positions. They interviewed one lateral candidate. They made him a conditional offer, and they're waiting on the results from the medical, which they should have within a week or so. They're hoping to get him sworn in sometime in December. And on the entry-level candidates, they did testing a couple weeks ago with 18 passing. Commission did oral interviews for 9 candidates, and they made conditional offers for 3 of the candidates. All 3 are going through background, psych, poly, and medical. The reason they do that is odds are maybe they'll get 1 out of it. So instead of doing it and then waiting and doing and waiting, they're just doing 3 at one time. If they get the one that they like, then they will send them to the academy. When will they go to the academy?
They have a power test the second week of December, and they start the academy January 5th, I believe.
And it's 16 weeks?
It is.
Okay, thank you. And all candidates, whether it's a lateral or new hire, has a 18-month probation period. Lakecom has completed the consolidation of 6 emergency communication centers and brought 24 agencies into the center and is live with all 911, text to 911, and dispatching services. The consolidation will improve response time, which ultimately will save lives and property. I look forward to the seasonal street lighting event next week, Wednesday, and the turkey trot, along with welcoming our sailors on Thanksgiving morning. That's all I have on the trustee comments and committee reports.
Thank you, Mayor. Also extend my thanks to Julie and congratulations to you and all the staff, everybody who worked on this. As the mayor said, it's a big undertaking, and for us to consistently get the highest possible marks is a credit to everybody who works on that. So thank you very much. Other than that, happy Thanksgiving coming up, and be safe, eat well, and hopefully work out some of it beforehand at the turkey trot.
Thank you, Trustee Shaw.
Thank you, Julie. Nice job. You and your staff did a great job. I also want to congratulate Lincoln Knight on his achievement. It's fantastic, well deserved. The Bangs Lake outfall over here by my flavor looks fantastic. Those walls, are the brick walls up there, it looks great. And happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
Thank you. Trustee Strauss.
Again, Julie, awesome job, and everybody else. And also, I know it seems far off away, but the annual craft fair is going to be happening at the American Legion again on December 13th and 14th. So mark your calendars for that. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Trustee Stein.
No comments.
Trustee Gary.
I'm echoing what everyone's also said about the audit, but from the perspective of where we sit up here, to have a report like that, it's very reassuring because it doesn't always work like that in some places. So just so you know, it's really appreciated. Allison, Julie, all the staff that works on that. There's a lot of work that goes into it. So thank you and happy Thanksgiving to everyone.
Trustee Brown.
No comment.
Thank you. There is no executive session. Any further questions or concerns? Hearing none, may I get a motion and a second to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Meeting adjourned at 6:23. Thank you all.
Good.